Welcome back to the InherAlchemist TV. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look into Dr. Heavenly, Carlos King, and Melody Rogers, or kind of like the interplay between the three of them. So this video was inspired because I saw a clip of Carlos King denying the channel strikes. And listen, I could do a whole 30-minute commentary breaking down his speech, but I'm not going to do that because I said I was going to stick to the cards. So I have that spread pulled. Dr. Heavenly is the focus of the reading. And then we're going to see like how all these energies are kind of interplaying together. So as usual, you guys, please go ahead and like this video. You guys have been giving me so many likes, and I am so thankful and appreciative of you all. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, I don't know why, but you need to get with this pimping, okay? And stop playing games. Hit that subscribe button. And make sure that your notification bells are on. So listen, you guys, we're going to jump right in because I thought this spread was interesting. I thought it was interesting, and I really think that it's accurate, right? Now, I asked the cards, what is Heavenly's true feelings or intentions towards Melody Rogers? I don't know, it's something about the way that she said, I like Melody. And listen, I don't even require anybody to like Melody. I've said that I think that everybody is fair game. That's not even what this is about, but something went down in me. It was like, I don't know, that energy is kind of funky, and I wanted to whip these cards out on her and see what was going on. So I got the Two of Cups, I got the Knight of Cups, and I got the Nine of Swords, and I also got this Moon card. Now the Moon card, is in the reverse. Now this Knight of Cups with this Moon card in reverse, it's giving me a feeling like Heavenly has been confused about how to approach Melody. I think that Melody is somebody that she's been admiring, maybe from the sidelines. I don't feel like she's been able to necessarily get close to her or get inside of her sphere as much as she would like to. But I show that her strategy for getting to know people or getting people to like let down their guard, maybe let her into their business, if you will, is to come off like a seducer. You know what I mean? I feel like she pretends like she's sensitive or that she cares about things, but I don't think she does. She just kind of likes to give people a bunch of sweet nothings. You know what I mean? Now, all of this with this Nine of Swords is coming off as to dodge a bullet. When you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, that's like, whew, we dodged a bullet. You know what I mean? I have the Nine of Swords in reverse. I have the Nine of Cups, and I also have the Nine of Wands. So there's significance to that number synchronicity, and I'm going to get into that as well. Now, Heavenly, for the most part, was just trying to pacify people. I don't even know if she was trying to pacify Melody with that whole situation and setup that they did. Talking to the audience, but I have this the Ten of Swords here, and I feel like that their goal or their intention was to run some type of victim narrative. Now, the Ten of Swords is about having a desire to want something to come to an end, but at the same time, I feel like you're trying to escape something. You know what I mean? They feel backstabbed or betrayed, maybe by the whole of content creation in YouTube. And I don't want to say that this move was an act of vengeance, because I don't show vengeful energy, but what I do show is a strong desire for it to be shut down. Whatever the feelings are, whatever the hostilities are, whatever it is they think that is going on, their desires is to have it shut down. So they came in like, you know what? We need to pacify them. We need to tell them what they want to hear. We need to tell Melody what she wants to hear. We need to say the sweet nothings, because ultimately we need them to move around. You know what I mean? That was the main objective. They feel like, I don't know, it was like some type of plans that they had that have been like interrupted or going like left or south. And I feel like they're like, we got to move past this. Like, we got to shut this down, right? So the whole intention of the addressing of the shit anyway was to pacify the crowd, and her whole energy and even calling Melody a friend was a sweet nothing. It was a sweet nothing. With the moon in reverse, I feel like maybe there was some fear about how far this could go, or fear about whether or not they actually would lose support, especially as it pertains to being bloggers. You know what I mean? However, I feel like Heavenly also is very curious about Melody. There's something about Melody that Heavenly is intrigued by. I don't want to say that she has a crush, because I don't want to run too many. I don't want to put a sexual connotation on everything. But I feel like she has a unique viewpoint or interest in Melody that may not be entirely healthy. I feel like she has a strong desire to unearth her secrets, or maybe even expose her. You know what I mean? But I feel like her strategy to this is motivated by confusion and really not knowing how to be clear on what's going on. So I feel like she's been kind of watching her for a while, trying to figure out what really happened even within the marriage with this Two of Cups here. I feel like she has some type of interest in gaining the deeper secrets of what was going on between them. But again, I feel like it's because she has some type of admiration, or it's not really a respect for Melody, but she's very, I don't know, she's uniquely curious about her, you know, because there's not a feeling behind it, but it's like almost like, you know how somebody looks at somebody and they're pending judgment. So you know how somebody doesn't know if they like you, if they hate you, what you're about. Her attitude towards Melody is pending judgment. I don't even know where that statement came from. I don't think that I've ever said that in my life, but that's exactly what it is, right? I feel like Heavenly and Carlos both just want what they want. You know what I mean? They're not really concerned about other people. I don't know. I get like a heavy sense of selfishness. I'm looking at this Nine of Cups, and I feel like their endeavors or their desires or their wishes are kind of like taking front and center stage. You know what I mean? Like they're interested in success. They're interested in pleasure. They're interested in concealing everything that's beneath them. You know what I mean? Whatever is supposed to come out, whatever energy could be revealed, they want to conceal all of that. They want to suppress kind of like the truth by any means. When I'm looking at this Nine of Cups and even this High Priestess card with this moon in reverse, I'm seeing a suppression of the truth. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like they have a desire in addressing any information, because it goes counter to the feeling of success that they're trying to gain or that they are trying to achieve. But there's definitely like information or opinions that they are, I don't know, I feel musing over with each other that they are careful not to let out. You know what I mean? The High Priestess is all about secrets, but when I look at the High Priestess and Nine of Cups, I feel like there's secret laughter or like secret, I don't know, I feel like somebody's like laughing at somebody behind their back. I feel like they're doing a lot of like talking behind somebody's back. You know what I mean? Now, you may not need to trust them, but if you do need to trust them, I don't think it's a good idea, because they have opinions about situations that are not what they're showing you. You know what I mean? They think differently than how they're acting. They're acting in a pacifist way. They're acting like they're gonna, you know, compliment you and reel you in, but that's not really their true intention. Their true intention, Heavenly's true intention, is to get all in your business, and Carlos's true intention is to keep his shit from coming out, whatever that shit may be at any time. You know what I mean? Heavenly also feels that Melody may be some type of like, I don't know, I feel like she's imagining her as an enemy, or she's trying to position herself to have the upper hand in case she should ever decide to try to be her enemy in the future, if that makes any sense. Now, like I said, I feel like she was examining Melody with indifference, but I also feel like I feel like this may even be based on the amount of support that Melody has, where, you know, I feel like they think Melody has an army at her ready. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at this Seven of Wands, and it seems to me like they're preparing for the fight, or they're preparing to have to defend themselves, but whatever it is that they think they're defending themselves against is in their imagination. But I think that that's based on the power that Melody has with her supporters. You know what I mean? Like I said, they feel like she has the upper hand. I feel like Heavenly, she just improvises a lot. You know what I mean? Or she just speaks a lot out of turn, or she just says anything or does anything. Like I said, I feel like also a heavy love bombing energy when it comes to Melody, but I feel like that's only to get her to let her guard down so that Heavenly can kind of see how much of a opponent or opposition that she could be in the future. I also feel like this is going on in Heavenly's head. I think that Melody is none the wiser, which makes Heavenly even more curious about her. It's almost like she is insulted that she's not perceived as a threat. You know what I mean? Melody's standing on high ground in this situation. But I also think it's because Heavenly is imagining things in her head. Like, she's like imagining in her head what it would be like to have Melody as an opponent, or like to beef with her or something. But again, I think that she's only entertaining these thoughts because of the amount of support that Melody has, or the army. Honestly, I see the army. I don't want to call y'all an army, but y'all like an army in this, in her mind, in this spread. Because I don't know, they think of you guys as opponents. You know what I mean? Melody is coming in as like, I don't know if she has a lot to do with Heavenly and Carlos. You know, like as far as like an emotional situation or having any investment in them, I feel like she kind of turns her back on them a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe they have invited her places or asked her to come and hang out, and she's maybe used the kids as an excuse not to. You know, like saying, oh, I gotta go home. I feel like she's looking towards the future. This Six of Swords is like, it's like a card of better times. It's like something ahead of her that she's more focused on. Heavenly also feels like she has, she feels better than Melody because of her marriage. You know what I mean? There's something about her that wants to flaunt her marriage in Melody's face as a way of like trying to demonstrate her hierarchy or higher ground. I feel like there's something inside of her that wants to trump Melody, but she can't read Melody. That's the thing. She can't get a read on her. And her love bombing, seductive tactics that she pulls out to get women close to her, to get them to open up so that she can gain the upper hand. Melody is either A, ignoring her, or B, she's guarded and she can't get in. You know what I mean? But I show that she wants to use her marriage, or she's using her marriage in her mind as a way to elevate herself or validate herself next to Melody. Like, she's saying things like, well, at least I got a man, or my man is home, or my man ain't doing this. But I don't know, Heavenly, because I did your spread and I showed that your man was dressing in women's clothing. So let's keep it trill on that. You know what I mean? And you can't really tell me no different, because I believe my cards. And I showed that her man not only was talking to other women, but he has like an obsession with Prince or something like that. So y'all got y'all secrets too, okay? But like I said, with this Six of Wands and this Hierophant, I feel like she uses her marriage as some sort of like source of pride, and she likes to lord it over other women, like how good her man is or how good her marriage is. And she uses her marriage egotistically, or maybe even weaponize it to claim her authority in some type of knowledge, or her authority amongst like some type of group of women. You know what I mean? I even think she validates her opinion. A lot of her, she heavily self-validates through being chosen in marriage or through having a marriage. Now, I'm looking at this Nine of Wands and this King of Cups, and I feel like Heavenly, she likes to defend the men. You know what I mean? She is, back in the sector that I used to be a part of, they would call it a mammy. A mammy is kind of like a woman who, you know, is going to pamper or coddle the male in the situation always, or baby the person, right? Now, when I'm looking at this Nine of Wands, I feel like in a way, she looks out for Martell and for Carlos. I feel like this particular King of Cups may be Carlos because the Devil card is here later on in the spread, and I've already dubbed that my Martell card. Not because he's a devil, even though you guys say he is, but because that's a Capricorn, and when it shows up in my spreads, I know that's him, just like I know some other cards of some other people, right? But with this Nine of Wands, I feel like she likes to look out for them. Like she keeps an eye out, and she's willing to get on the front line and build like a fortress around them. In order, it's almost like giving me the vibe of, to get to them, you have to come through me. You know, and her first instinct is maybe to kind of like break the barriers, or like I said, go with this schmoozing Nine of Cups energy. But if you continue on your course, you know what it is? She's a flying monkey. Have you guys ever heard of a flying monkey in narcissistic terms? She's a flying monkey. She's like the first line of defense for these men. So it's like if you have an issue as a woman, she's going to try to schmooze you, back you down, break the barriers, open up the communication, open you up, you know, all this stuff. But if you don't comply, if you don't back off, then it's going to be a struggle. You know what I mean? Like she's going to make sure that you have to go through a lot of different layers before you can get to these men, right? And the man is represented as the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, he's a businessman. So in her mind, she may feel like in a genuine way that she's protecting the business or protecting the bag. Or she's not allowing certain fights to happen, or not allowing certain narratives to go on because she's trying to protect the business. But for the most part, I just feel like she identifies with masculine energy, where she has a lot of empathy for their emotions. You know what I mean? And so all they have to do is maybe act a little hurt, act a little sensitive. Knight of Cups is here. Act a little sensitive. Like she gets turned on and seduced by young males who seem sensitive. You know what I mean? So, or who seem soft and, you know, kind of like pansy a little bit. So that's all it takes for her. You know what I mean? So if I were a person like Carlos King and I wanted Heavenly to attack women, then I would go and play up to her ego and, you know, and play soft and play my victim role with this Ten of Swords. And then for her, she builds up like this protective fortress. Now, what I found interesting about her character, though, is that she came in as the Empress in reverse. You know what I mean? The Empress in reverse, they don't see things straight. You know what I mean? And I feel like she has like a not a jealousy of beauty, but there's something in her that wants to tear down beauty. Maybe there's a significant way in life where she has kind of like let herself go, because the Five of Pentacles is here too. Empress and the Five of Pentacles to me is like somebody who goes to the gym all the time, but they don't lose weight. Or, you know, or even you just neglected your looks, neglected yourself. And so I feel like when she sees women that are maybe beautiful or maybe put together, her instinct is to be kind of like covertly like bullying them or narcissistic towards them, where it's like, okay, either you're gonna pledge your loyalty and be up under me and honor me because I'm the matron of honor with this Hierophant and this Six of Wands. So either they're gonna accept her as the first authority of womanhood, or she's gonna like tear them down. You know what I mean? The Empress in reverse is like a bad mother. It's a bad mother. It's a bad mother figure. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I feel like Heavenly, I feel like she has a lot of pain in her life too. There's something coming in about her where she didn't get the gentle touch. You know what I mean? And maybe she has like some type of thing with women who got the gentle touch. Maybe that's why she wants to give it to them in a kind of like harsh and cruel way. I don't know if she's trying to say like it's a cold, cruel world out there, but she doesn't have that same feeling towards men. With men, she has more empathy and emotion. It's more like the King of Cups energy. You know what I mean? Also show that Heavenly is a jealous spirit. She's jealous and she's mean. I mean, this is just the Empress in reverse. I'm not trying to say anything negative about her. I don't know her. But I know her through her tarot spreads, and this is a common theme, at least that I've seen in a couple of her spreads. You know what I mean? But now I'm kind of getting like more of like a full body picture of what it is. Yeah, and I see exactly what it is. She wants I don't want to say that she wants them to bow down, but she wants people to respect the fact that maybe she wasn't the most beautiful, maybe she wasn't the baddest, maybe she didn't have the most money or the nicest body, but she's been able to keep her man in her marriage, and she's watching all the beautiful women who were supposed to be quote unquote better than her not have their way with men. And so she wants respect on her name from that perspective at all, if that makes any sense. Y'all, this is what the cards say. All right, it just is. Heavenly got the Eight of Swords in reverse. That's an op. So if she's outwardly saying she likes Melody, judging by this whole spread, I would say that if she's not openly an op in the future, 3 to 6 months, she gonna be exposed as an op. You know what I mean? The Wheel of Fortune is gonna turn, and I feel like this Wheel of Fortune in this particular spread is about the information coming out. It's about, I feel like it's just gonna spiral out of control. The Eight of Swords in reverse is your opposition for sure, and then it's coupled with this Devil card. Now, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords in and of itself is, with this Devil card, it's giving me like a feeling of whatever energy or smoke that she has now, she has some type of restraint around it. You know what I mean? Like maybe something's coming to pass, or maybe they're waiting for something to play out, so she can't really get in her bag on Melody, or the mellow meters, or whatever you call it. She can't really get in her bag like that right now, right? The Eight of Swords coming in the near future is saying that them restraints is going to be moved. And with this Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's saying like the restraints that she has in her devil energy, that's going to be like no longer. And she going to be free to do whatever she want to do. And then I feel like from that perspective, she's going to reveal herself as an op. So I feel like even from this perspective, when I think about how her and Carlos addressed the strike thing, and then they were mentioning something about people bringing other people's business down. When I look at this Ten of Swords and the subconscious, which the Ten of Swords is about betrayal and backstabbing, but the Ten of Swords is also about victimhood. Because if you look at the Ten of Swords in a tarot card, it's like a man laying on the ground with 10 swords in his back, but on his hands on the ground, he got his fingers crossed. You know what I mean? Very, very minor detail. But that detail shows me a victim narrative. And so I feel like by them talking about people tearing people's business down, that was them subtly trying to program the victim narrative, because they plan on turning in the future. You know what I mean? They have a plan, and then they have this Devil card. Now, I told y'all that was my Martell card, but honestly, I don't feel like this is Martell anymore. I don't. Now that I see what the plans are, I don't think that this Devil in this spread represents Martell. I think it represents Heavenly and Carlos's nefarious plans. They're setting the stage, and the stage goes, I'm gonna love bomb you, but I'm watching you, and I'm trying to get in and get close to you, but you guarded and you too protected for me, right? But you must think you all that or something, because why you feel like you don't need to talk to me and get personal with me, or why you not paying me no mind? Melody got the Six of Swords. I feel like she ignores her on some level. I don't know what about. I'm not saying Heavenly is chasing her, but Heavenly chases her because every time she sees her, she tries to compliment her. But again, I feel like that's just her trying to seduce her and charm her. But Melody seems always preoccupied. You know what I mean? Heavenly naturally has more of an empathy for men. Carlos, Martell, whoever. She wants to hold over women, her marriage. Like I told you guys, her thing about other women and her feeling like she was less than other women, but feeling like she has more because of a marriage that she's maintained. You know what I mean? So then we move further into the reading, and now I see, okay, you're an op. You're the Eight of Swords in reverse. You're an op, and then you got the Wheel of Fortune. So now I see that you're just waiting for the green light to turn up and do your shit. And what is your shit that you want to do? The Devil. And then we got the Five Pentacles here as well. Like, you want to go in on somebody. I feel like it's going to be a lot of insults thrown around. I feel like she's going to try to take somebody off the tid, knock them down a peg through passive aggressive, but I feel like it's going to be in a very covert and cruel way. When I look at the Empress in reverse and this Devil card, I feel like it's going to be subtle, but it's going to be damaging. She wants somebody to feel something. And it's like, but why? I feel like because she's not getting the attention that she feels like she's entitled to with this Nine of Cups, Six of Wands. Heavenly wants, she, I don't know, she's demanding like beautiful women to bow down to her. It's weird, you guys. You know what I mean? It's weird. I feel like I don't know. I even feel uncomfortable saying that, but because it's like, you know, the thought of it is crazy. You know what I mean? But I don't know how else to say it. She wants beautiful women to bow down to her. You know what I mean? Because she feels like she doesn't get like the respect that they get, even though she feels like she's more accomplished even amongst men, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Heavenly feels very repressed emotions of anger and rage and hostility towards other women. You know what I mean? I do think that there was another woman. I don't know if her mom was a mistress or she witnessed her dad have a mistress or something like that, but I don't know. She has like a beef with other women. You know what? I may need to do a deep dive on Heavenly. This reading I asked about so many people, so it's not concentrated to her the way that I need to do to figure out what's going on with her. But she has some type of like thing or animosity towards conventionally beautiful women. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a shadow side of herself that needs to confront herself. Like, she's giving me vibes like she was like last picked for everything, or you know what I mean? Like she feels last picked. When I'm looking at this Five of Pentacles and the Empress in reverse, I don't know, for some reason last picked just came to my mind. You know what I mean? And then there's this heavy overtone of her like trying to like dominate people, or I don't know, but it's only a particular type of women, you know what I mean? And I know she projects a lot of hatred onto them, you know? But it's in like, it's cloaked behind like a motherly, there's a motherly cloaking over it. It's very weird energy, guys. Very weird energy. Listen, this is what I got, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this reading. I know y'all will. I know I'm slow in the comments, you guys. I do have a full-time I got a full-time job of business and personal readings, and I'm a mother, you know what I mean? So and you know, so usually when I get a chance, then I'll come start going through the comments, liking them and talking back to you guys. But don't miss me. I'm always here. You know what I mean? I'm monitoring the channel growth. I'm making sure that we're still interested in the content and engaged. My number one priority is to keep you guys entertained through my creative art expression, right? Which is the tarot. I love tarot. I live for it. Yeah, so listen, like I said, tell me what y'all think of this reading. Like this video. Tell me what y'all want to see next. And make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I really want to hear y'all sound off about this reading though, because I think it's interesting. And I mean, I really want to know what y'all think. I really do. I'm staring at these cards and I want to know what you guys think. All right. So I'll see you guys a little later and have a good one.